Many of us have enjoyed the annual fireworks display on the 4th of July, if for no other reason than the fact that they are simply awe-inspiring in size. Seen from miles around, they're colorful, they're loud, and they're beautiful. This year we wanted to take a look behind the scenes to find out what goes into making a spectacular fireworks show, and there's no better way than to talk to the folks that do this for a living. We found Robbie Jacobs out of Garland and his brother Chad putting together Wednesday's show and asked them how they get a show ready, the time it takes to prepare everything, and the level of coordination required to make the show a success.
I've been shooting pyrotechnics for about 10 years, and I'm doing 3 shows this season. This is my second one for the season, and this show I anticipate it lasting about 20 minutes, and we are shooting we're shooting about 270 shells and 80 finales. It's gonna be an electronically lit show, so we're wiring all the electronic igniters into the firing rails as we speak, and the rails are connected to an intermediate box which goes to a firing panel, where we'll be a safe distance away while we set the show off by flicking buttons. The product comes from China, and it can be lit off 2 different ways: electronically or by hand with a highway flare. We're doing it the safe electronic way, unless we have to resort to alternative means. And it's going to take us we've been working about 3 hours, so about 3.5 hours so far, and I anticipate it taking about another 3 hours to finish setting up. So a show of this size will take about 6.5, 7 hours to set up.
Okay.
I'm licensed by the state. I'm triply licensed to do large-scale pyrotechnics, display fireworks, and I'm also licensed to do special effects before a proximal audience, where fireworks are expected to go off less than 75 feet away, and I'm licensed to shoot flame effects, burning propane and things that involve flame production. Yeah, the fire department will be out here to wet the area down to keep the number of fires that we set to a minimum, although we do anticipate seeing some flame ups around us, but that shouldn't pose any danger. Fireworks are seated inside these plastic tubes, and there will be no exposed combustible components to ignite them prematurely. And even if that should happen, only one of them at a time should ignite. Each shell is individually labeled, so we know what effect this shell is going to produce. But the shells are being dropped randomly in the tubes, so when we're firing the show off at our firing station and watching them go up without a script in front of us, since this is not a choreographed show, we will be just as surprised as the audience. So it'll be random for us, and we'll be sitting back and enjoying it with everyone else. But on a choreographed show, we'll have a script in front of us and we'll know exactly what's going off.
Waxahachie and rural firefighters moved in to dampen as much of the surrounding area as possible. As the fireworks are set off, there's always the risk of small grass fires breaking out in the launch area because of the massive amount of sparks and flames. Robbie and his crew sit about 100 feet from the launch area and control the show via a remote control panel. As time moves closer to 9:15, the launch area is cleared and Jacobs gives one last command to clear the site. Tonight's show will have 270 separate launches as part of the regular show and will culminate in the finale, which rapidly shoots off an additional 80 shots. Fireworks in the finale are a bit bigger than the others in the show, and we've slowed down the launch so that you can get a feeling for the size of the blast and then take a look at a couple of stop-action views. Almost 7 hours of preparation, along with the coordination of local fire officials and city officials, comes down to a 20-minute extravaganza seen by thousands scattered across the city. The show is awe-inspiring, not only in its beauty, but in its complexity. The finale is a success, and grown-ups and kids alike are treated to a once-a-year sight. For a complete rundown of this year's holiday happenings, pick up a copy of the Waxahachie Daily Light or read it online at waxahatchietx.com. This has been Scott Dorsett with another Daily Light Through the Lens feature.